There we go. There we go. Bingo. Hey, CL. How you doing? Mark. Hey, Valerie. And Jennifer. I'm okay, CL. Looks like everything's working. I think. Except... Dang it. One thing I'm missing. I forgot to put the chat on the screen. So let me try to do that real quick. Is this going to work? Whoa. God, that's huge. Okay. That may not work. All right. Just going to try to fix this in real time here. Oh, God. Oh, God. This might have been a mistake to try to do this. Shit. 500? Let's try that. Oh my God. All right, that's not gonna work. All right, forget it. That's my bad. Take the chat off the screen. Everybody's on YouTube anyway, it looks like. So that's fine. Poetic Death. Test 1 2. Hello, I see you. Happy Sunday. All right, let's see. Here's what I got. All right. Leo, what's up? Hey, Karen. Happy lunchtime. Not quite lunchtime for me. It's only 9:30 in the morning. But dude, I did this way wrong this time. You set something else up. I had background too. Working, so let me try to turn that on real quick. Hold on. All right, there we go. Edge. Okay, let's try this. All right. Ooh, that might be a little too loud. All right, background music is on. Let me know if you can hear it. East Coast. Yeah, I'm on West Coast. Oh, sorry. Was that too loud? Is it still too loud? Take it down a bit. Rip headphone user. That's funny. Okay. Well, can't hear it. Uh-oh. Is it too quiet? How about up a little bit? Should be working. It's gonna be really weird if you can't hear it, because then it's just my voice and that. All right, great. Thanks, Leah. Okay, so I'm gonna close that. And close that. Wait, it's so loud. The music is too loud? Whoops. Alright, taking the music down. Hello, KD. Change things up, starting over as an artist and just had my first art show. Leaf, that's awesome. Congratulations. It's music is good now. Okay, cool. Leaf, what kind of art are you doing? Very curious. Hey, Cece. And I asked that because it's related to what I was going to mention today, actually. So I'm curious. As there are, I think, acrylic painting, scenery, and portraits. Awesome. Oh, yeah, by the way, for people who watch this later, I'm doing this live, and so open up the chat replay, and then you'll see all these comments, because I couldn't figure out how to get it on screen this time. Hey, Cven. I see Cven is on Twitch. Oh, and Ollie's barking. That's awesome, Leaf. Very cool. So... Oh, and Valerie's doing a design for a first Stray Kids tattoo. I would love to see that, Valerie. What's that going to look like? Let me start with, I want to get to the art stuff, but gratitude, people. I made... Oh, Jennifer, thank you for subscribing. You just unlocked some really cool badges and emojis. And regret. As it says right there. Awesome. Yeah, jump in. Use those emojis. So I did the Stray Kids concert video, if anybody was not aware. And it's been 3 days, I think now? 3 full days since I put that out. It's been the most viewed video ever. I mean, by a huge margin for the first 3 days. Which is, it just kind of blows me away. That, I don't know. The whole YouTube thing blows me away just in general, but... so that thing's been viewed like 32,000 times already in the first 3 days, which is just insanity. And so thank you everybody who watched, commented, shared it or whatever. It's just, I can't even wrap my head around that. The most viewed video that I've done was the very first Stray Kids reaction. And that's been viewed like 67,000 times, but that's been out for 9 months. And so this concert video has already gotten almost half that in 3 days, which is, I can't even. So anyway, thank you for watching. It's just blowing my mind. This whole experience for me is just, I don't know, crazy, which is kind of what this whole little vlog today is about. But then there were a couple videos I did. A video I did the other day about being unemployed. And then even before that, I did one about kind of making fun of people who actually watch the videos and comment. You know, sort of a roast of like music fans in general who watch reactions. And the responses to both of those, like the reactor one or the roast kind of, like I don't think I've ever been so nervous uploading a video because I was kind of making fun of everybody. But I think all the comments so far have been really positive. Like nobody really seemed to be upset about it, which is great. So thank you everybody for having a sense of humor. That's been really really cool to see. I was so worried. And then the unemployment one, the response to that has been wild because so many people have said, "Hey, I'm in a similar situation," or "I hate my job and I want to get out, but I don't know how," and so forth. And so uh it's wild because both of those videos they were really me venting about those two things and then trying to put a funny spin on top of it. And so that was the only goal I had when I made those videos, but then to see the response, um, you just never know. Like after you make it public, you just never, you don't know what the response will be or if whatever, but it's like, holy, uh, so many people in the same situation. It's, I guess, helpful to know that there's other people going through the same stuff. Also, I mean, sad too, but it's been pretty inspiring for me actually to hear all that stuff. So again, thank you for commenting, and man, I'm sorry if your job sucks or if you're also looking for work. It's the worst. So yeah, that was just me venting, really. That's what it came down to. Stuff I'm dealing with or have seen as far as like comments or whatever, or people, different types of comments people write. So leading into that, I think where I want to go next probably with these kind of comedy-ish or whatever videos, I suppose, is the other thing I've noticed too about people who comment and then also the Discord is people are introverts, like me. And I also have like a really, really bad imposter syndrome. And so I think those are two topics I want to touch on next. And then also the idea of, like, after I started doing reactions and thought about really what do I want to do with this channel, it was talking more about like art and creativity, and because again, it was me being stuck in like a job I hated, having zero creative outlet. And so this YouTube thing is now that's the vision, I think, is just having creative outlet, sharing it. And that's really, really hard as an introvert with imposter syndrome. So I think I want to try to talk about that a little bit, make it funny, and hopefully I know there are other people. In fact, one person commented today saying that's the reason they haven't started their own YouTube channel, is because they're like more of an introvert. And so I think that's where I kind of want to go. It seems easier for me to do this stuff based on whatever real experiences that I'm going through. Like I'm never going to do a comedy video about whatever, me trying to become an astronaut, right? Because I have no experience with that. I don't think I could fake it. So I think the real stuff is kind of the easiest stuff, and like the most, that's when I'm like saying the lines, it feels natural because it's so real. So that's where I want to go with those kind of things. So yeah. Yeah. Poetic Death. You said, I love the content you put up. Thank you so much. Kaya, you said you actually found me through one of those videos, one of the ones that I probably tried to be funny in. That's awesome. That's the other thing, Kaya, you bring up a good point. And so when I made those two videos, I did not expect anyone to find my channel through those videos. I just really make those for the people who've been around, like subscribed for a long time. So the fact that people find that and that's their first experience of anything I've done, that was not even an idea I had in my mind. I did not have the capability to even consider that scenario. So it's wild. Kai, I'd really be interested to hear your feedback on what that's like, and if, I don't know, because my channel is so all over the place. I wonder if people are into that, or if, I don't know, just curious about that in general. Introverts unite. Yeah, FOU, relatability is what everyone seeks. Yeah, I think that's, trying to be relatable is just talking about the real stuff that's on my mind, and so I think that's where it's, that's where I'll probably stay. Oh, and the other video I did was the new Dumber memberships video, and that was also like the exact same concept for the unemployment one and me making fun of viewers. When I talked about being kind of having delusions that this YouTube thing could actually work, it's because of all the feedback I've gotten, right? Because the feedback has been positive. People have actually started paying me money in a membership thing. And it feels delusional. Like for me, again, think, me with imposter syndrome and being an introvert, it feels insane to think that this could actually work. This YouTube channel that I started on a whim with absolutely no goal, did not expect anyone to watch any of it, and now like might be a source of actual income if I keep at it. Like that, wrapping my head around that has been really hard. So that's another reason. So that's another reason I want to talk about the introvert thing and how hard it actually is. Some people get sponsors, things like the headphone. Yeah, Leaf, oh, hey, J.A. Yeah, I know there's sponsorships too. I think that's, I assume that's a lucrative way to make money on YouTube or through a podcast or whatever, but yeah, we'll see. Oh, Jasmine, I do have a Patreon, but yeah. But anyway, that's my state of mind at the moment, is like, well, and that's been the most, like, I should say, putting all that stuff out there and having people say like, no, even in this chat right now, you've got people saying, no, I like your content and so forth, and Jennifer just signed up for the membership. And it's that kind of feedback that if I didn't have, I don't know if I'd still be doing this, to be honest, or to actually believe that it might be possible to do it full time, which just sounds insane. So that basically, I've kind of probably decided, at least for the next couple months, I'm just going to stop looking for jobs. I'll probably, unless I might look for jobs that are like part-time or like maybe in retail or something, but I don't think I can go back to an office. I think that making that unemployment video made me realize how, I knew I hated it, but like part of that about vomiting and stuff, that was all true. I actually, when I'm going through those, like I'm on LinkedIn and I'm going through and looking at all these like product management, essentially that's what the industry I used to work in, and it literally makes me sick to my stomach. And so that's I think the clue that it's just not going to work. So, oh, Lee, thank you for signing up. Yeah, so thanks, Leo. Yeah, so I think I'm going to try it. I'm just going to go, I'm going to try it. I'm going to try to put more effort, or all my effort, into this. Unless I can get a job, working at, there's a Lowe's, like a home improvement store similar to like a Home Depot, like a block away. And it would be great if I could just, make it sound easy, like there's not a ton of people also looking for jobs. But if I could work there and just be the guy that collects carts from the parking lot or something, do that part-time, and then do YouTube full-time, part-time. I think that'll be the goal now. Let's see if I can make that work. Hey, Christine. Yeah, Jasmine, I get your comment about mental health. I wasn't kidding about the panic attacks in that other video too. Like that has actually happened with office jobs. So that's what I think I'm gonna do. Um, the good news is that all of this stuff is actually working. Like I can do, I think I mentioned this before. Like the reason I can do this YouTube thing as an introvert is because it's just me talking to this camera right now. I mean, I can see all of you in the chat, but it's so different and so much easier. Like I would never do this if I was on stage, or I hated giving presentations and meetings at work, and public speaking is really not my thing. But, you know, doing this stuff, YouTube, just me talking to the camera, like I can do this all day. It doesn't affect me as much, I think. And so that's why I think it's kind of working for me. It's gotten a lot, it was tough in the beginning, but it's gotten way easier. And so if I can share that kind of stuff, make it funny, and then other introverts start their own channels, then maybe I can try to inspire people to do that, because it's been so worth it, I think. I think that's the, like, you just never know what happens. Like, I don't know. This whole situation has been so amazing, because if I just go down the list of all the weird things that have happened that you could never predict would happen. So I've got just to run down the list, right? I started doing the reactions. A bunch of people started watching the Stray Kids stuff. Never thought that would happen. Tons of subscribers showed up, like 10,000. I did a reaction to a Brazilian pop singer album, Bea Duarte, and then she commented on that video and then made a TikTok about me. That drove a bunch of traffic to it. I just recently had a comment from, so when I went to the 1OK Rock show, there was an opening band, a brand new band called The Audacity, that performed. It was their first live show. And so the guitarist from The Audacity commented on my video. And then the whole Discord thing, that's been amazing. And then all of you people here, like chatting and actually watching this stuff and signing up for members. It's just like, none of that could have been predictable. Like none of that would have made any sense 9 months ago before I started uploading these YouTube videos. So it's just, I don't know. It still feels like delusion. You don't have to face us. I totally get it. Yeah, JMR, I don't think I would be able to like talk to you like in a group or whatever, like in person. That's it. Valerie was subscriber number 16. Thanks, Valerie. Half as many followers. He does video reactions. It's a full-time job and he earns $1,300 a month, which is a good salary. That is good. Damn. Yeah, it's been wild. The whole thing has been wild. Just putting stuff out there. So I don't know. That's what I want to do. Maybe it's more about, oh, well, I can give maybe some other updates. So I've been thinking about, the other part that I haven't really done is like really getting into the art side. And I think if Leaf is still here, that would be really interesting. Yeah, Leaf. Leaf, talking about, you just had a showing, an art show. So that's one thing I want to do is there are several museums in LA that I want to go to, and maybe if I'm allowed to take some pictures or video and kind of talk about that stuff. Not like a reaction, but more like even like, here's this cool museum, here's what's in it, here's what I liked about it. You know, if you're in the area, you should totally go and check these things out. These were my favorite parts. That stuff that I definitely want to do, so I might try to do that. So I'll probably be looking up some museums here in my area and find out what their policy is on either taking photographs or video inside and sharing it. So I want to do that. And even if there are like other, like Leaf, you've got art shows. Like, I would love to go to some actual art shows too. I mean, LA has a ton of those. I know my sister-in-law has been going to them. My sister-in-law is an origami artist. She's kind of plugged in like to the scene a lot better than I am, and is aware of when these things are happening and stuff. So I might start just going to those, and maybe talk about those. And I don't know, it'd be cool to like help promote, I guess, like local artists and stuff if I can. That would be super fun. Oh, Valerie, birthday's Thursday. You can spend the day in Glasgow museums. Awesome. Happy birthday. So that would be really fun. That's another thing I want to start to do. Retirement Sally. Jasmine, yes. There's a couple options. Oh, thanks, Ivan. I see you're on Twitch. Yes, Jasmine, there's, in the United States, we have a couple options for retirement. There's things called 401k, and there's Social Security, and so forth. But yeah, we have those things. It's the reason I'm able to do this actually is because I'm using some of that money to support myself now. So I'm fortunate enough to have that opportunity to do that, which is something I should mention too. Is because I worked in tech, I did pretty well, and so I have some money saved. I've been spending it over the last year because I've been unemployed, but it's allowed me to not be too stressed. I still am stressed about income, but I'm okay, and that's why I was able to afford going to the Stray Kids show. It's why we're gonna go to AT's in August, and hot off the press, just happened this morning. Bought tickets for Extraordinary Heroes, also in August. So I'll be going to AT's and Extraordinary Heroes in August, and doing some videos about that, about both of those shows. Yeah. Yes, Jasmine, my wife does work, thank God. Yeah, we'd be in trouble if she was not working. And that's how I also get benefits through my wife, so I'm good. Oh, Lee, 2.5 years. Jesus, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, the Extraordinary Heroes is at, I think it's called the Hollywood Palladium. It's a pretty small venue, but really, really cool. My wife and I saw, oh God, who did we see there? We saw Massive Attack there, actually. Was that 2 years ago? 2 or 3 years ago? And that was a great show because it's so small. It sounded great. And Massive Attack is awesome. So I'm excited. I'm really excited for that. Yeah. Yeah, the Massive Attack was freaking awesome. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be great. I'm really excited for both those shows. What, yeah, it's gonna be, dude, it's, yeah, another benefit. Yeah, and I see my camera is slowing down again. Sorry about that, but, oh, they don't play Pirates at concerts? What? Oh, sweetie, you're bumming me out. Oh, thank you, Jasmine. Yeah, so yeah, no, I appreciate the heads up, sweetie, but oh, and I'm not, by the way, people who cannot see the chat right now, sweetie is actually the handle of some person I'm talking to on YouTube. I'm not just saying sweetie. That would be weird. Yeah. Their debut album so they barely play songs for it. Ah, that's a bummer. Such a great song. God, that's a great song. But Jasmine, thank you for the graphics compliment. I appreciate that. I think the other thing about YouTube for me, I don't know if I. Oh, I did mention this once. So I did a video where I was interviewing myself and kind of roasting myself about this whole thing. Again, like real life kind of videos and trying to be funny about it. But what I found out after doing these reactions on YouTube is that YouTube is, it's like the more I think about it, the more it's probably the perfect creative thing for me versus like, I don't know. I don't know. It's the perfect thing because in that video I actually said like I know how to do all this stuff. Um, I already knew a little bit about audio production because I've messed with it kind of a long time ago. I never did anything, I never made any songs or anything, but I just kind of downloaded the software and played around. I was a graphic designer, I was a web designer, so I can do all the thumbnails myself, I can do all the graphics myself. I've played with like video editing over the last 20 years. And so like all that, well, and also I worked in digital marketing for 20 years. Personalization, analytics, all that stuff. So if I pile that all together and then apply my twisted sense of humor to it, uh, literally in that video where I was interviewing myself, I said, I literally wrote it that way because I said I have all of the things, like I know how to do everything, and that part was true. And then the reply to that, the sarcastic imposter syndrome version of myself said, well, yeah, the only thing you don't have is talent, which was the joke, the punchline. But yeah, I mean, that's why I think I'm able to do it. I'm not saying I do it well, but that's where I had some like level of comfort, I think, going in. Just the fact that I can do this all myself. Now, I say that. I'm not saying it's easy. It's a lot of work. It takes a lot of time, but that definitely made it easier. So, yeah. What else? I don't know. I think I just started rambling there, but feel overwhelmed and lose your honest side. Jasmine, I appreciate that. I don't know. I think there's risk to that. Yes, to make it feel like a job, which would be the worst thing for me. And I think that's why the variety of what I'm doing on YouTube is so critical for me. I was always drawn, even in my career, I was drawn to jobs that had a lot of variety, and where it started to really suck for me is when I got into a certain role and it was like, just do this one thing, just do that all day, every day. So the fact that I can do reaction videos, if I go to museums, I can do concert videos, maybe I'll go to small art shows. I mean, maybe I'll do more book reviews. Like I read Rick Rubin's book. I have a video about that. So I think there's so much variety I could do here that it'll always be like fresh and interesting for me, at least. And I think that's the goal. And then as I do this, if I really keep going and assuming, I don't know what's going to happen, but assuming it like continues to grow, I think there's always going to be new insecurities that will pop up that I'll have that I could talk about. Because I think talking about the actual fear and insecurities of this whole thing as I go through it is an important part of it that I hope somebody else could learn from or realize they're not alone if they want to do it, if they want to try it as well. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'm arrogant in believing that anybody would care. There's the imposter coming out again. But yeah, I mean, Jasmine, the other part is like that Stray Kids concert video that has been viewed 32,000 times or whatever already is like, I can imagine getting to some point if you become some huge YouTube person where you're like, you might say, oh, I put out a video and it only got 30,000 views in 3 days, right? Where that becomes kind of the standard. So I'm trying to not let that happen. I'm trying to just appreciate all of it. I'm not saying that won't happen. I'm sure at some point I'll turn into some giant asshole and people will unsubscribe, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Jasmine, you're giving me motivation to open up an art account. You love painting, but are afraid if you did it, you would hate painting? Why would you hate it? I mean, Jasmine, are you going to do it as like a hobby? Oh, thanks, Leaf. I appreciate you going back. That's been so surprising, Leaf. So many people have told me that they go back and like rewatch the old reactions and stuff, and I think that's just so wild to me that this stuff happens. I mean, but I think what's the Wayne Gretzky quote, the hockey player? Did he? I don't know if he said it. Like, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And so I think the hardest part is just doing the first video. So I think just taking the chance and getting started is the hardest part. But man, it's so worthwhile when you actually do it. So, yeah. Just need back. Yeah, thank you, Valerie, for rewatching those. Appreciate that. Yeah, Leaf, thank you for saying that about authenticity. I mean, that's what I wanted to bring to the reactions in the first place, right? Is not overreacting, but actually reacting like I normally would. You know, if I was sitting here alone in headphones, just listening to that music. And then that's why I think it's talking about the real stuff that's actually happening. Because I don't know, I think that's one more interesting, and then it's just, I don't know another way to do it. Like, I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to be an actor. I don't want to write some video about me trying to become an astronaut, which is completely untrue. I don't think I could pull it off, right? Because I'm not an actual actor. So I think going with the stuff that's real for me is the only way I would do it. CL, you should totally do it. Yeah, there's no harm in doing it. CL said, thinking about doing a vlog when of your concert experience, Stray Kids concert next month. You're an introvert too. Yeah, CL, I mean, the other thing about YouTube is it's not just, well, I mean, okay, so as an introvert on YouTube, again, it's easier for me to talk to the camera because it's just me sitting here alone. Well, Ollie's on the floor. And so that makes it easier, but you also, like, even if you are on YouTube, oh, and maybe a mistake I made was using my real name. I don't know. If I was going to start over, I probably wouldn't use my real name. I would come up with something clever. Maybe I just use my first name, but like, I don't know. But anyway, CL, yeah, that would be my recommendation. If you're an introvert, you may not want to use your real name, and you could even do it. You don't have to even show your face if you're on YouTube. Like, you can just use your voice and just have, you know, full screen video of the concert, for example, and then just talk into a microphone. That might be a good way to start. Where's my, hang on, taking notes. Awesome. Yeah, I mean, CL, you can give it a shot. You never know. Like I said, you never know what happens when you just start putting stuff out. And if you got to do it, do it your way, whatever way you're comfortable with. If that means, not using your name and not showing your face, then do it that way. Let me put this over here so I can see this better. All right, sorry, I just had to ban somebody on Twitch. Sorry about that. Cardi, how's it going? Like I'm forced. Jasmine, you said you would hate it because you don't like doing things when you feel forced, like you have to do them. Oh yeah, so Jasmine, if you're just using painting as a hobby, that's perfect. That's the way I've treated the difference for me. Okay, let me back up. I'm rambling. This is what happens when I talk without writing stuff down first. Feeling forced to do stuff. So that's a risk for me trying to do this YouTube thing like a full time. As I said, like the variety is helpful. The other thing for me is that I never want the reactions to feel forced. So that's why I do them sporadically and only when I'm really in the mood for it. I can't be like other reaction channels that are uploading reactions constantly. I cannot do that. However, if it's something that, like a video I've done about being unemployed or that interview of myself or whatever, the weird thing is I can actually force myself to do those. Even if I'm not in the mood, I'd be like, okay, I just got to get through this. Let's just do it. I know it's going to be like multiple takes. The first 10 are going to suck. I'll delete those and then whatever. So for me, there is a balance there. But Jasmine, if you're just painting just for stress relief and you don't plan to like put it online or whatever, then that sounds pretty good. That was the other thing about just having a creative outlet. Like I suffered for so long not having one. I just worked all the time. And I didn't, like when I was a kid, I used to draw all the time. Like I said, I bought and paid for Apple Logic, was just like a pro audio engineering software that I like barely ever used, but the intent was that was going to be my hobby while I was working, but never did it. So I think if you need that creative outlet, you just gotta do it. You don't have to share it online or feel pressure to do it. But I'm going to listen to you all chat while I demolish my deck. Skoker, what are you like a deck in the backyard? You taking like a sledgehammer to it? What are you doing? Oh, Jasmine, thanks. Yeah, hello, Sandy. Hey, Brian. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate that. That's the one thing I'm finding maybe could be an angle here, is to like try to inspire people, at least who are also looking for work and need creative outlet. That would be really awesome. It's falling down and you need to take it apart and build a new deck. Got ya. That's a lot of work. Both the demo and building new. Question the heck. Jasmine, it's funny. So Jasmine said, didn't used to care so much about instruments in the music, but watching Chan working on songs and then my reactions, you were questioning what you were listening to. So that was another thing about doing these reactions. I didn't know that. I don't know, it's just the way I always did it, right? I grew up with records and cassette tapes, and that's how you got music. Like there was no visual component to it ever. I mean, even before, this is pre-MTV, I'm talking. Like music videos didn't exist. So I think that's the way that it's just the way I've always done it. Even after music videos, I rarely watched MTV. It's just not a medium that I prioritized, I suppose. So it's always just been audio for me. Hello, Anne. Majoring. Oh, Leaf, you said you thought about majoring in art, but you didn't want to have to do it. So you became a biologist. Now I revisit art side of things. Leaf, I totally get you. I started my career as a graphic designer, and I was in that career for a long time. Well, 10 years. I even started taking freelance clients. Thought I wanted to do that full time and like start my own business. So I was doing both and hated it. Couldn't do it. I love the creative side. I hate the business side. I'm an awful salesperson. So I stopped my freelance business and focused on career stuff. And then the career took me way out of anything creative. And I got so fed up toward the end of like my office jobs, if I'm calling a year ago the end, I was trying to actively move back towards designers. So even though I worked more technical stuff in product management, personalization, and whatever, I was trying to find roles that were more aligned with like UX and design teams and marketing teams, just to get closer to that field, which is where I originally started my career. Because I had no creative outlet. All I did was work. I didn't have something like this. And so again, that's why this channel, this YouTube thing is working, because I can put all that stuff together and actually use it. Oh, Muskoka. Yeah. Michael Jackson's Thriller was going to be on. It was going to be televised. Yeah, I do remember that. That was insane. Like, how crazy it was. Like, if you missed it, you missed it. You know what I mean? You can just go to YouTube and watch it whenever you want. Hey, Tessa. Joe's asking for ages. I keep hoping. One got a 2 Bengal 3. I keep hoping Chan Laptop Guy contacts you and you guys have a great chat about the music. Oh, that would be awesome. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I mean, the weird stuff that's happened to me already just because of this YouTube channel. I mean, who knows? Hey, Cherry Trip. Probably said so much anxiety about having to stand up and grade people at the art show. Hello, Tessa. Yeah, art shows would be really fun. I want to do that. I really want to do that. There was an art crawl in LA that I went to. My sister-in-law went to. I don't know how many months ago it was. And I should have taken video. It was awesome because I think it was all. Oh, it was really great. They had like 30 different stops. And it was awesome because some of them were actual like art, like very small art galleries, and then other places like there was an Adidas store, like that sells shoes and clothes and stuff, and they opened up to show art. So like you walk in, it was so cool. So there's a bunch of other businesses that did that too. So you're literally standing in an Adidas store. People were, kind of shopping for shoes, but they had a DJ. They had a bunch of like paintings and like mixed media art and stuff. It was awesome. And it was all free. It was so cool. And I maybe the next time that comes around, I'll go and make a video. Part of the reason I didn't do a video is because it was actually quite cold. I think it was like 50 degrees and raining, and so you have to walk like blocks and blocks and blocks, and so we were drenched and freezing and stuff. So I kind of that part kind of sucked, but that's the kind of stuff I'd like to add, the type of videos I'd like to add to this whole YouTube thing. That would be really fun. Jasmine, I hear ya. Routine jobs and bosses telling you what to do. That's exactly why I started my freelance business back in the day. And I've always thought about trying to do my own thing. Um, I kind of started and hated it. Again, that's why this YouTube thing seems to be a fit for me because at the moment, there really isn't kind of that business side of it. I mean, obviously, there's no boss telling me what to do or which types of videos to make, which is amazing. Uh, and then if I can just get paid from, these giant, whatever, Coca-Cola, or I don't even know who runs ads in the videos that I make, but, let those companies with millions or billions of dollars to spend on marketing, let them kind of pay me via YouTube. And that kind of removes the business side of it. So it's pretty good. It's a pretty good gig right now. Let's see, what else? Oh, yeah. I think the other point was just, I think it all plays in. If I go to these art shows or museums, and I know that I felt, even if I was going into another office job, I think I would still need a creative outlet. I know that now. I think I was, I had like repressed that for so long that it was going to come out sometime. And so if I can go to museums or, I don't know, talk about creativity or me struggling to like do my own thing or whatever, hopefully that inspires people to just, I don't know, have that creative outlet. Maybe that will help dealing with the nonsense of office work. I know now that's never going to go away. Like I'll always have that desire to do something. So if other people if I can inspire other people to do that, I think that's a benefit for that person. What else? I don't know. I think I talked about all the topics I had. I'm just gonna try. I think I think I already mentioned it, but yeah, I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna see what I can do with this YouTube thing, and just try to actually. Oh yeah, there was a video I wanted to make. I was talking about this with my wife last night about like, I don't know what the angle is. The like, be careful what you wish for, or even in a job application, like if you're job hunting. And even in an interview, you're saying like, oh yeah, I totally want this job. All these things you want me to do, I can totally do it. And then you end up getting the job, and then you think, oh crap, now I have to do all these things that I said I wanted to do. And so that kind of realization is really funny for me. And so now that I'm like, okay, my mind's made up, I'm going to try to do this. And so I'm going to try to do like as much as I can, or put in 8 hours a day or whatever. And now I'm like, oh crap, I have to put in 8 hours a day. Like, oh crap, now I got to really do it. I got to come up with all these new ideas and try to actually make it happen. And so I think just that alone is funny. I don't know if that's enough to make a video about it, or maybe it's enough to just talk about it. Maybe someone will get some value out of it. But yeah, now if I'm like, okay, 60 days, I'm going to do this full time basically and see what happens. And like, I don't know, what does a full-time YouTube person do all day? Like, I don't know. So I have to figure that out like fast. So that is like stressful. It's also so funny to me to think about that. And like, how could I do, I don't know. Can I make that funny somehow? So, and to the point about, so there's always going to be stuff like that, whatever this journey is about YouTube, all those weird things, the fears and insecurities and stuff. There's always like it's an unlimited amount of content that I realize now I don't have to think about ahead of time. It's like once I get to that point, I'll be like, oh crap, here's this new thing I have to figure out. I'll make a video about me fumbling through the whole thing and screwing it up. Because I think that would be funny and timely, and I don't know. So I'm not too worried about it. Like there's always going to be music to react to. There's always going to be new things I'm going to have to figure out how to do this or whatever. And I could just make videos about that process. I think that would be funny. Editing. Jasmine. Yeah, my wife is pretty great. She's been very supportive. She sees that doing this YouTube thing is actually, it made me happy, and she's seen my anxiety and stress level go from like as high as it could possibly be to like so much lower. I'm such a different person now than I was a year ago when I was working. Granted, I do have anxiety about income and all of that, but it's manageable. Unlike some of the horrible situations I was in my last two jobs. So yeah, she's been very supportive, and she actually wants to go to all these concerts. I said Extraordinary Heroes is coming. Like I didn't even, somebody left that in a comment. She's like, oh, I'll get tickets, we should go to that. I'm like, okay. Sweet. So yeah, she's been great. She sees I'm having a good time doing this, so shout out to wifey. Karen, no, I have not. I still have never spoken to, at least to my knowledge, unless there's people like in these chats, to my knowledge, I've never spoken to anyone who currently has an active YouTube channel of any scale. I think that would be really helpful. I don't know. I've thought about that, about contacting people. I don't know who or like what, but that's a really great idea. I think I mentioned this the last time I talked. I was like, this is an open call. If anybody wants to get together, or if anybody's thinking about, even if people aren't doing it yet and want to start a YouTube channel, I would love to just have a little group of people and just talk about it. That would be really helpful for me. So if anybody's open to that, let me know. Behind the scenes of running a YouTube channel is a really interesting idea. I haven't seen much of that. Joe, yeah, I mean, I think that's what I would like to do. I've kind of been doing some of that, but there's probably a lot more, especially if this thing actually does grow and it starts to make money. I can talk more about that. We'll see. Yeah, I think the struggles and just the stuff you have to figure out on your own is can be daunting, especially if you're doing reactions, because there's all the copyright stuff and making money or whatever. See how you're walking down the street with me in my ear. Jasmine, oh, you love Nigel. He's funny. His videos. He's also one of the reactors that reacts to the things he actually loves, not what people want. Yeah, that's perfect. Then I know who Nigel is. I don't believe I've watched any of his videos. I don't know who Roscoe is. Good one to contact. Just chatting. Oh, thanks, Joe. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like this video today that I'm doing right now is infinitely valuable to me to just talk it out, because I was actually writing this stuff down, these like topics and bullet points, and I think writing it down obviously helps organize it in your head, and then try to actually speak it to people and get feedback immediately, and like, does this make any sense? It's really helpful for me. So these doing this live, these vlogs live are really beneficial for me. Rivers is one of your favorites. Oh, you mod for them. Super sweet. Think I love your chat. Okay. Thanks, Maya. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be picky if anybody wants to chat. It's like I said in another video, like I have no idea what I'm doing, right? I don't talk to anybody else about this. I don't know anybody else who's currently doing it. And so I gotta figure it all on my own as I go. And it's tough to sort out. I mean, you just search YouTube for like, how do you grow a YouTube channel? Or how do you moderate comments or whatever? And you don't know. There's a lot of content, let's say, and you don't know what's true or what's good advice versus bad advice. So that's the hard part. But that also, again, that's just another opportunity to provide like, oh, I did this thing, you know, I watched this video and somebody said this thing and I tried it and it was like the worst thing ever, or it didn't work or failed miserably. And I just think that would be even funnier. I mean, that would be a funny video to make. So like, oh yeah, I failed catastrophically and here's how it all went down. Like that would be funny. Linhat, I feel like other reactors are reacting without talking about reacting. You're the only one I see being open about that. That would be cool to see those conversations. Yeah, well, Lynn, I think part of it for me is like this whole like concept of me just being disillusioned or like unable to accept that this is actually happening to me. Like it's actually kind of working. And I think that's why I started talking about it, because it just, I don't know, it doesn't feel like reality. And then I'm just like, why not? Why not talk about it? I mean, if other people will get use from it, from like a real experience, instead of me putting out a video that says, if you're going to start a YouTube channel, do these 10 things and like list and whatever, like everybody else does. And those aren't the reactors doing that. That's, you know, the channels about growing YouTube, growing your own YouTube channel, and which is like, oh, but they also sell this service and blah, blah, blah. So I don't know. I figure just speaking from the experience is a better way to do it. Oh, Chris, you're planning on giving out freebies for Stray Kids in DC. What's the best way to approach someone? You're very shy and have insane anxiety, so getting tips would be greatly appreciated. Chris, I can't give you any advice. I'll tell you what people did at the show I was at. Well, and I was there actually the 2 days. I went there the day before and hung out outside, and then, you know, I went the next day, which was the day I saw the concert. And it was the same thing. Like, there will be a sea of people. And if you're just walking through it, you're trying to get somewhere or like get in line somewhere, people literally would just say, hey, do you want a freebie? And they'll like have their hand out and you just say, yep, cool, thank you. And that's all you got to do. That's it. Just ask people literally, do you want a freebie? And they will say yes. And most of the time that led to like a conversation about like, oh, hey, thanks for this, and how'd you make this, or where are you from, and all that. So I think that's your opener is, would you like a freebie? That's it. And you'll be amazed at what happens after. Yeah, okay, and Steven is on Twitch saying, at my show last night, people approached me, or I just spoke to the person next to me in line and traded freebies that way. And that's true. I had a really great conversation while we were just standing in line. Hey, Fervil. Good for reassurance, yeah. Hey, okay, I'm just reading. Anne says about supporting partners. My husband is unfortunately not a fan of Stray Kids, but he bought us tickets for a concert in Madrid. For us, it's a real expedition of almost 3,000 kilometers. Holy crap, man. Yeah, that is awesome. That'll be a great show. Chris, you've been overthinking the whole thing. Yeah, I mean, I get that. I overthink everything. I mean, that's again, see introvert and imposter syndrome. Yeah, so I understand, Chris, but you'll be fine. Once you get there, I'm telling you, like, so many people have commented on my videos saying, I'm going to the Stray Kids concert alone and I'm super afraid and I have anxiety. And I tell them, I comment to all those people has been the same thing. It's like, totally understand. But once you get there and you actually see the people and how they're already speaking to each other, like strangers just randomly talking to strangers, like you will completely calm down. And again, if you're handing out freebies, people will be super psyched. So you will see when you get there, trust me. Yeah, and Steven on Twitch is saying the same thing. I was super nervous for the concert, but all the stays I met there were super nice. And that absolutely was my experience as well. Oh, and that was those tickets to Madrid Stray Kids were a surprise for your birthday. That's awesome. Well, happy birthday. I don't know if it's in 3 months or whatever, or wherever, whenever your birthday is, but it's awesome. Oh, Valerie, that's a smart way to carry your freebies is to hang them off your clothing, essentially. That's awesome. Cece, you're taking your son to Madrid. Awesome. God, that would be so fun. Darth Leia, you've been seeing people do videos where they come home with a big bag of freebies, and that's crazy. Yeah, I mean, I got a ton of them. Oh, Catherine. Oh, yeah, you're talking about my wife likes the concerts. Cheering from the side, and trying to figure out career, how to earn a living, on top of finding your heart's mission is tough. Catherine, it is tough. It is tough. It's yeah, it's really hard. I mean, part of the reason I hated my jobs is because I had moved away from anything creative, my creative outlet. I tried to take my creative bend or whatever and turn that into a career, and then I got away from it and then didn't do it as a hobby. And that was a bad combo. That's why I was so unhappy. So, and then there's more to that story. The reason I got out of it is because I started chasing money, essentially. And so I got away from design and creative work and went into like analytics and tech product management and all that stuff, which paid very well, but I was so unhappy. And also it's a massive grind and extremely stressful, or at least it was for me. So not having a creative outlet was, I think, severely detrimental, at least for me. Oh yeah, Teddy Gray. I've seen Teddy Gray. I really like him. He's I like Teddy Gray. Yeah. DG reacts. Or what say? I don't think I know those ones. I gotta start watching actual other reactors, I think. Hazel, yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. I mean, that's why I'm like, well, maybe I should just actually make a go of this and give it a shot for real. Like, I never thought that would happen. That like, when I started posting reactions, there was never any assumption that this could be like a source of income at all because of copyrighted content with music and blah, blah, blah. And I didn't think anybody would watch. So it's still shocking to sit here and be like, am I really going to do this? It's a wild shift in, I don't know, perspective, I suppose. Roscoe's excellent YouTube reactor. The community that grew up around him is amazing. He made somebody you can watch eventually. Contact. Okay, I gotta check out this Roscoe person. Oh, Muskoka's asking, is about 50 DIY keychains a good number of freebies? Wow. Oh, that's a good point, Joe. Yeah, people do have small bags. I think, Muskoka, if you're putting in that much work to make 50 keychains by hand, I would say yes. That would be awesome. Oh, and Karen, you agree with Catherine regarding Roscoe. Okay. Jasmine, you're planning to make 10. I think, Jasmine, any amount is a good amount. Like, the fact that people put effort into it is awesome. It's so cool. Just the fact that so many people did it, even if you make 10 or 5 or whatever, it's just all of those things add to the experience and the environment, I think. So I would say any number is good. Jasmine, yeah, another one of the most surprising things ever about doing this is people from literally from all over the world do watch my videos. That's one of the coolest things ever. And I don't know if I've talked about this, but the fact that people do that and then people comment in different languages, and so many people comment saying, I hope you understand this because English is not my first language. And then the fact that YouTube and Google allow me to just click translate. And so no matter what language they're typing in, I can translate it, understand it, and then I can even respond in their language using, again, Google Translate. And that's just the coolest, can I swear? That is the coolest fucking thing ever. I think. I absolutely love it. I love it. Chris, you're planning on making 100. Now you feel like you do too much. You're definitely overachieving, Chris. But people will appreciate it for sure. Valerie from Scotland. Neither mine. Your phone refuses to write in English. Yeah, yeah, I've mentioned this a couple times, but yeah, it's so fun and surprising and humbling, I think, to see that people literally from all over the world have watched my videos. I mean, the YouTube analytics shows you that. And I've said it a number of times, like only 25% of all the views of all my videos, only 25% are from the United States, where when I started, I thought the majority of the views would come from the United States, and it's like the minority. Jasmine, you're doing very well. Yeah. It's so cool, like, to be able to, like, communicate with people all over the world is not something I expected to happen as a result of starting this YouTube channel. It's super cool. Yeah, there's a lot, Lynn, everywhere. It's just awesome. Oh, Anne, yeah, that's tough. Oh, Valerie, you're from Michigan, but lived in Scotland since 2001. Oh, and you have citizenship in Scotland. Oh, awesome. I thought about, okay, sidebar. My grandparents on my dad's side were immigrants from Italy. And I've thought about trying to get my Italian citizenship. I haven't attempted it yet, but I may. I've looked up some history to try to find, like, trace my ancestry and stuff to see if I can actually do it. Maybe someday in the future I might actually do that. My wife would love someday to retire in Italy. That would be amazing. So we'll see. Oh, Fergal, you're in Scotland too. Awesome. There you go. Perfect example. Yeah, I love, yeah, I just love Italy. It's an amazing place. I've been there. I have been there twice. It's, yeah, it's amazing. Poetic death. I hope getting an Italian citizenship is easier than getting Korean citizenship. Looked into it, but there's just so much I don't think I'd be able to do. Yeah, I don't know if I can actually do it. I know there's people who like hire attorneys or something, or people who are literally in Italy that's kind of a job that they do to help people get Italian citizenship. But it's also very expensive from what I heard, so I don't know. Haven't used Polish chef. Oh, Italy was hard, you said, this cookie girl. Damn. Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I mean, we'll see. We'll see if I can make it work in the future, but I'll try. Oh, Catherine. There you go. Catherine went to the Chicago Lollapalooza Stray Kids show. You went alone. Ended up asking to join a group of older stays. Was happily invited in. You got a freebie. Realized stays are absolutely lovely. I agree with that. Yeah, it's like I said, there's so many surprising things about this whole thing. Like the community around K-pop in general seems like Stray Kids, absolutely, and then just the people on YouTube who, I don't know, watch reactions and support reactors and people who are interested in other things, not just reactions. I honestly thought all of the subscribers I had when I was just doing the reactions, I thought they would all unsubscribe when I started posting videos of anything else, basically. That like wasn't Stray Kids or wasn't K-pop or wasn't a reaction to music. And I'm still shocked that so many people have stayed and hung around. It's I don't know. None of this makes any sense. None of it makes sense. No luck getting rid of us. Verbal, yeah, that's what I'm starting to understand. But like, so cool too. For everybody who's saying K-pop fans have a bad rap, yeah, there's some. I think it's mostly good. I think it's like most things or most groups of people, right? There's always the bad apples, but I think most of the people are generally good. I mean, I would say the same thing about Tool fans, right? My favorite band, they definitely have a bad rap of being extremely, whatever, pick your own nasty word to describe them. But I think that's the minority. I think most of them are just like, yeah, I like them. I'm not claiming they're the best band ever, but they're just, you know, the one I like the most. I think most people are just reasonable, but there are a few that are not. Darth Leia is asking, do you ever have the moment where you go, what if I never reacted to Stray Kids? Leia, I do. It happens about once an hour. I think I've said it multiple times, like, if I didn't do the Stray Kids, like if I still hadn't listened to Stray Kids, I don't know if I would have any subscribers at all. And then people actually are like, no, you would. No, we like the way you talk about music. And I'm like, okay, but you never would have found me. Like, if I was still doing the other stuff I was doing, you never would have found it. But yeah, it's just, yes, I think about that constantly. I got interested in other topics. And yeah, that's the surprising part. That people come here, what I need to think more about Actually, that's a really good point. Is I think I don't ever consider like the video or the type of video that someone saw and then subscribed to. Like, was it a reaction, and which group or band was it? Or was it my unemployment video and they subscribed to that? And then what are they going to think if they're like, if they subscribe to one type of video and then the next one I put out is a completely different thing? I don't know. Just, and again, this is me maybe overthinking all of it, but that's kind of the stuff that runs through my head. Oh, hello from Brazil. My content is great for learning English. Thanks for the Portuguese subtitles. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, the subtitles, that was another specific change I made thanks to the analytics inside of YouTube that told me, you know, only 25% of my viewership is from, is it United States or North America? I forgot how they define it. But yeah, I saw all these other countries were watching the videos, and so I thought, oh, well, I should figure out how to do the subtitles. And then I made a video about that. And so if other people want to know how to do it for their own videos, I have that on my channel. Because that was another part of the process I was trying to figure out, and just thought, hey, I made this and maybe it'll be helpful for someone else. And then it would help all those other people who where English is not their first language. So that worked out. So yeah, I appreciate you saying that. Thank you. Yeah, Leaf, that's the other part. I forget, like, nobody has to watch everything that I put out, and they probably are not. But I still, like, again, overthinker, imposter syndrome, I still worry about it. And maybe I shouldn't. Most would watch, yeah. Wouldn't matter which video. The good is gooder. Yeah, Lynn, I mean, sooner or later, you're right. I shouldn't worry about it. Because they'll figure it out, right? They'll be like, oh, I subscribed because whatever. He was doing Stray Kids reactions, and now he's doing a dumb video about being unemployed. You know, I'm out. And that's, but the other part of it is I worry about that, but the other part of it is like, I'm fine if that person leaves, right? If I really think about it, if I take more than 10 seconds to actually think it through, they weren't going to hang around anyway. So, you know, it's fine if they go. I lived in Chicago for 4 years. My husband and I are working on moving back to Nova Scotia. Oh, Catherine's Canadian. Lived in Chicago for 44 years. You're planning to move back to Nova Scotia, your home province in Canada. Catherine, there's a ton of Canadians in here. We have a lot of people from Canada and that follow and hang out, watch these videos and chat and stuff. So you're definitely not alone. Tina, so it's interesting. You're saying that my speech is also great for learning English. There have been other people who have said the same thing, and I wonder what that is. Like, why is what I'm doing different from someone else? I don't know. It's an interesting comment. I'm curious if there's a way to describe it that would make more sense to me. Oh, and of course, as I say that, you literally typed exactly why. Calm voice, clear pronunciation, and a good vocabulary. Oh, thank you. You speak slowly. Yep. Let's go with that too. So that was another thing. Again, the overthinking. I know that I speak slowly. And in many of my videos, I intentionally try to speak faster. Even in conversations with people, I'll try to speak faster. I don't know why I do it. I think I don't know. But yeah, my natural cadence is very slow with a lot of long pauses. And the speed of speaking is excellent. Yeah. Huh. That's interesting. Yeah, I never thought speaking slowly would be an actual benefit. So again, these are the things you learn when you actually put stuff out there and have people respond to it. And thank you for actually being positive. I'm sure there's got to be somebody out there who's complained and say you speak too slow, but that's fine. Oh, CVAT on Twitch says, I think your natural cadence is really good for people with auditory processing delays. Huh. Yeah, that's a perspective I never even considered, so I appreciate that. Big part is because oh, Chan. Okay, so back when Chan was doing Chan's room, he scolded the fans or the stays when they would fight with other fans and he talked about being respectful. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Anne. Tractors who react in put on subs to understand. Get them in accents. Interesting. Oh, Leaf. Yeah. Leaf says, I speak slower because I don't want to say the word I prefer to find the right word the first time. Leaf, I agree with you. That's where a lot of my pauses come from because I've tried so hard over the years to eliminate that word. And somewhere, I don't know if this is correct or appropriate or not, but somewhere I had read or watched a video, somebody said, instead of saying the word you should just not say anything and you should just pause. Like or ah is kind of that transition word while you're in my head, I'm processing what to say next, exactly like you described. And that was the recommendation, is just to pause instead of saying the word and that's what I've tried to do. It doesn't always work. I still say it. I'm sure I've said it 50 times during this live already. It's so hard to not say anything, though. Is that what you mean, Fu? You recognized it? Oh, Leaf. Yeah, thanks. Jasmine, you speak fast because you hate talking. Okay, that's one approach. You just want to get the conversation over with, so you speak faster. That might be a good strategy, especially if you're not interested in the conversation. Try to speed it up, get it over with. You have a pleasant tone of voice. Sometimes I regret that I can't listen to interesting content just because of the speaker's voice. And I agree with that. I agree with that. I think the voice is important. I've had, and possibly another reason this YouTube thing is working is because I've had other people, even in office settings, in meetings, especially during COVID when everything was video or by phone, I've had other people say, you've got a good voice to actually like listen to and you're calm and etc. And so I've had that feedback for a while, but I never used it, right? I was just in an office talking about technical mumbo jumbo. And so maybe that's another aspect of this YouTube thing that works for me. I don't know. It seems like maybe it is because that's some feedback I've gotten already. The shape of my speech. I've never thought of speech as a shape. What does that mean, Lee? Lynn, the fast, excitable news blurb speaking is okay in certain contexts, but I prefer something easy to listen to for most things, less stressful. Yeah, if I'm doing this live, it's the only way I can do it. Like I said, in the videos I've made that are scripted, I do speak much faster. I intentionally speak much faster, and then I do the edits. I take out all of the pauses, almost, unless I leave a pause intentionally because I think it would be funnier to sit there for a beat with no sound. But those are edited, and I speak those lines a lot faster because I'm so paranoid that I'm not going to hold someone's attention that I try to get through it as quickly as possible. I don't know if that's the right move, but that's a technique or a goal for when I make those videos, and maybe that's the wrong approach. I don't know. It's the way your mouth moves when you speak? Weird. Okay. I never thought about that, Lee. Now you're making me self-conscious, Lee. Kidding. Oh, Lynn. Okay, I'm glad you said that. Even in those videos, you say it's not too much or too busy. Okay, I worry about that. I worry about doing the cuts and everything, going to the extreme and doing it too fast or too much and making it just like overwhelming. So like I said, I'm speeding my own cadence up, but I think my cadence is slow. That for me, it feels like a massive increase, but it's, to your point, it might be a lot slower than other YouTube videos out there where it's just extreme speed and cuts and intensity. Oh, Lee, you said you're deaf, so you pay a lot of attention to the shape of the person's speech. Some people are much easier than others to read. Oh, again, Lee, thank you for that. That's a perspective I had no idea. I never even considered that. It's just, again, this is another example, people, of like, when you put stuff out there, you have no idea what's going to happen, or like how limited my vision of this whole thing was until other people actually respond to it and provide these other perspectives. It's just endless. I mean, Lee, what you said right there, there's been so many other examples. It's wild. That's been like the most exciting part, is like almost every time I do one of these lives, I am enlightened. There's something else that I learn, or a different perspective. It's crazy. Not being afraid of Lynn says, you not being afraid of pauses helps others maybe consider that we don't need sound at every single moment of life. Lynn, I agree with you. I'm okay with pauses. Like, I don't want to have these lives as if I'm a radio DJ where any moment of not talking is a bad thing. And so I'm okay, because again, this for me is totally conversational. This is how I would speak to somebody if we were just one-on-one having lunch. This is exactly like the way I would do it. Zoel, you said, this is completely random but true. I put on your videos for my dogs when I leave the house. I haven't had a single shoe bitten since. You have a chill vibe. Ah, God, that is awesome. I've heard, okay, that's a first, I think. What's the other one? I mean, people say they listen to my reactions more like a podcast, so they'll be doing other things. There've been several people who said they listen to it while they're putting on their makeup, but putting me on when you leave the house for the dogs, that I think is a new one. The Dog Whisperer. Yeah, the next, what's that guy's name? Cesar Millan? Is that guy still around? God, he was really good. Jasmine. A lot of people in this world, and definitely there will be a lot of people interested in what you do and like for here, and don't focus much about that. Thank you, Jasmine. Joe Barnes, you say you listen to it often while commuting. Yes. Sandra, you feel called out for folding laundry now. No, I think that's perfect. I think that's absolutely perfect. I mean, I think that's why I enjoy the audio of music. Like when people say the word music, what I understand now is my definition of music is audio, period. And I think what I've learned is that when other people say music, they may think first music video. And that was a learning for me. I didn't understand that, but that's how I take my music typically. It's pretty rare where I'm just sitting in the dark with headphones on, listening to music and not doing anything. 99.9% of the time, if I have the headphones on, I am doing something else. I'm walking ollie or designing thumbnails or whatever. So that fits with the podcast idea, I think. Just listening while you're actually trying to be productive as well. Tina, just the other day, I cleaned the kitchen from ceiling to floor while listening to your long broadcast. Yeah, that makes sense. It's hard to do. Catherine, you say interesting, possible factoid. Korean speakers suck in a breath as their linguistic bridge rather than ums and ahs. Oh. That's an interesting tactic. I never thought of that. Poetic Death, you're confirming the inhale rather than saying or ah? Leaf just finished folding laundry. Oh, interesting. Okay, another tactic to try. I was just trying the pause method, but if inhale works better or is easier, I could try that. That's an interesting take. Oh. God, these videos, like, you hear Chan do it often. Interesting. Yeah, Lynn, I think you're right. Now when I watch, if I see them doing an interview, I will absolutely be watching for that. I wonder if they did that at the show. Chan was actually talking quite a bit at the concert. I wonder, I think I recorded a video of one of those bits where he was talking for quite a while. Because he was the one, at least at my show, he was the one who introduced the band, said each of their names, and, this person plays the drums and so forth. I think I still have that video on my phone. Maybe I can go back and look at that, do a little research. Valerie, out doing your daily 10,000 steps in the hills. Awesome. That is a great thing. I got to get outside today. It's going to be 85 and sunny. So I need to go get some steps in. Oh, Lynn, true. At my show, the Stray Kids were literally drenched in sweat after the first song. And it was nonstop. They are professional athletes at this point, with the amount of steps and calories they burn during those 3-hour shows every night or every other night, whatever it is. Jay Brown, you say you're not sure if Chan does it when speaking both English and Korean. Ah, good point. Huh. I wonder. We'll have to see. We'll have to do a little research. Watch some interviews or something. All right, King. It's that time. These things always go longer than I expect. I got to start planning for this or starting them earlier, but It's time for Ollie's. I just said I didn't even remember. We were just talking about the inhale tactic and I didn't even use it right there. So I need to go and take Ollie for a walk and then give him lunch. You watched this fans screaming competition at your show. It was funny. Yes, that's right. I think Chan, was it Chan? Maybe it was all of them. I can't remember who was leading that, but yeah, they made each section of the stadium scream, and wow, that was loud. But yeah, gang, I need to go. I gotta take Ollie for a walk. It's 11, so it's his walk and lunchtime. So thank you all again for joining. Thanks everybody for watching the videos. And I don't know what's gonna happen next. I really don't, but I'm gonna give it a shot. So thanks everybody. Talk to you later.